Hello, and welcome to Midnight's 29's reading of The Party Adoption Chapter 6. Before I begin, I'd love to thank you for all the views I've gotten, especially as I've now reached over 100 overall in all of my videos, especially considering I'm a new YouTuber. So, without further ado, we shall start Chapter 6 of The Party Adoption. Somehow, Pinky bounced out of the magic-resisted area and pinned Twilight to the ground. "Oh, hi Twilight! How's your day going?" Without waiting for Twilight to reply, she continued, "Because mine has been fine. I ran into Applebloom today, and it was fun. Anyway, can you help us find out who Scoodley's parents are? I mean, Applebloom can tell you what happened to her and Scoodley today." Balloons popped out of nowhere. Pinkie Pie was obviously still upset. She didn't know who that silly filly's parents were, but she was bound to find out, even if it killed her. Which wouldn't happen. She was far too good for that. Twilight was confused at the question. What did she mean by it? Pinkie Pie knows every pony in town, and yet she doesn't know Scoodley's parents? This was starting to get suspicious, but if she was going to get to the bottom of this, she would need a lot of help. Twilight used her magic to place Pinkie next to her and moved towards Applebloom, who was still standing next to the table. "Okay, before I reach conclusions on this matter, I need to know precisely what happened. Applebloom, care to explain?" she asked curiously, levitating a piece of notebook paper from her desk. She plopped down on a purple beanbag chair that was in the middle of the room with a thud as a bit of dust settled around her. Applebloom was a tad annoyed from how the day was going, but spoke up and said, "Okay, first off, Scoodley beat up Diamond Tiara. I mean, sure, she's mean to us sometimes, but she didn't deserve it. Later on we went to Sugarcup Corner, and, asked her if Sweetie and I could go over to her house. Since she's been over to ours a lot, why not go over to hers this time? But then she got nervous, and she said her parents were on vacation, and bolted out of there like she was hiding something," Applebloom finished out of breath. Twilight was listening carefully to what Applebloom had just said, and had it all written down after a minute. She looked at Applebloom and Pinkie Pie. "Okay, Pinkie," she started. "I want you to go and gather the girls. But no Rainbow Dash. I just don't think she would be serious about the situation." She turned to Applebloom and "I want you to go home," Twilight said, pointing a hoof towards the door. "But I want to help. But Applebloom was cut short by Twilight. "I said go home. This is a concern for adults only. I understand that you're worried for your friend, but you have to understand that we can handle the situation a lot better." Twilight began walking towards her basement, adorned with a sign that read, "Welcome to Twilight's Laboratory." Twilight opened the door and started trotting down the steps. As she walked down the steps, she thought to herself, "I hope this isn't going to end how I think it will." Twilight started to worry about Scoodley's health and how it's impacted the situation. With this thought, she hurried downstairs in anticipation and worry. With a sigh, Applebloom headed towards the front door, but stopped when she noticed Pinkie Pie, wearing an unhappy look. Pinkie?" she asked softly. "Are you okay? You look kind of sad." "What if she's an orphan? And if she is, how in the world did I not know?" Pinkie Pie thought sadly. Unfortunately, her thoughts were interrupted when she realized that Applebloom had just asked her a question. Pinkie Pie took a deep breath and spoke up, answering the fellow. "Oh, nothing's wrong. I'm just thinking about, your, friend. Well, see you later. I got, lots and lots of cupcakes to bake. Bye!" As fast as lightning, Pinkie zoomed out of the library in a pink flash. Applebloom wore an expression on her face. But she had to find the others to bring him here to Twilight, she thought before trotting off in the direction of Sweet Apple Acres. Pinkie Pie had finally made it to the cake's house. She was about to open the door when a streak of rainbows tackled her to the ground. Surprised, Pinkie Pie screamed in joy. Hey, sorry Pinkie, I was just trying a new trick. What are you doing here anyways?" Rainbow Dash asked, slightly annoyed at the fact that she had slammed into Pinkie. "Oh, thanks for reminding me. Twilight wanted me to bring the girls to her library for a meeting about Scoodley, but she said not to tell Rainbow Dash, so please don't tell her. Gotta go. Bye!" Pinkie Pie jumped up and zoomed away, unaware that she had just spilled the beans to her friend. Rainbow Dash's face turned red. Steam started to pour out of her ears. "Oh, so Twilight thinks it's okay to have a meeting without me? I can fix that." With a flap of wings she flew into the air towards the library, in hopes to knocking some sense into Twilight. "I care about school, Lou, as if she was my sister. Why would she not want to tell me?" Rainbow thought as she sped towards the library. Twilight had returned to her library after an unsatisfying research session, complete with an explosion in her lab, and a giant mouse materializing out of nowhere. Hoping to continue her research on Schooley's parents upstairs. However, she was experiencing no luck, and was starting to throw around books, not content with her findings. "Ugh, this is hopeless!" she cried. "How in equestria am I supposed to find—" Suddenly she fell silent. The book she was looking for was right in her bed the whole time. Twilight blushed bright red, levitating the book quickly. She galloped to the basement. Licking her lips just before she could open it, her friend burst into her room, without even knocking. Rarity was swinging her hair around as she burst in the door. "Oh, what a beautiful day it is! She started, then cut off, staring at how messy Twilight's home. Books were scattered everywhere, bookshelves almost knocked down, and to the top of that, a messy bed. "Oh my, Twilight, this is outrageous! We must get this horrid mess cleaned up." Rarity grabbed a broom out of the kitchen and bent over, starting to clean. Suddenly she saw Spike entering the room. Hurrying over to him, Rarity turned into Mare distress. "Oh, Spike! Can you please be a dear and clean this mess up for Twilight?" Rarity dropped the broom on top of him, causing the poor dragon to fall over. Suddenly she dropped to the ground and pretended to cry, making Spike do all the dirty work. Twilight sighed and quickly walked back up to her studying room to take another look at the family book she had found earlier. If this doesn't have the answer, I might have to take the extreme measures, Twilight thought. Opening the book she had just started reading, the first page before interrupted by a loud bang, followed by the sounds of Rarity yelps and books crashing. Several minutes before the crash, Rainbow Dash had finally come to the library, able to see in perfect view. "She doesn't want me to help my sister?" Rainbow Dash snarled, and with that she barreled full speed towards Twilight's library, her increased speed creating a sonic rainbow. However, the speed turned out to be too much for Rainbow, and she suddenly crashed right into Rarity and Fluttershy, who had just come in, and sat next to Rarity, causing books and other things to fall to the ground. "No, I swear, Spike, if you've just broken something, I'm not going to be happy. Twilight stopped mid-sentence as she stepped into the sight of her living room. The room was practically destroyed, a pile of books covering every inch of a familiar body besides the blue butt sticking out. "Oh no," Twilight whispered to herself as she realized whose butt it belonged to. Rainbow Dash burst out of the books, her face red, caused by the anger towards her purple friend. "You!" she yelled, pointing her hoof at Twilight. "How dare you not tell me about this meeting? My sister's life could be in danger, and you've got the nerve to say, 'Hey, better not tell Rainbow Dash about it.' Yeah, that's a great plan." The blue Pegasus slammed her hoof into the bookshelf next to her. "Ow!" Rainbow Dash burst, rubbing her hoof and letting go of her angry face to compensate for her pained limb. Suddenly she blushed, remembering she was supposed to be furious. That didn't hurt one bit." "Nice save," she thought to herself. Fluttershy knew Rainbow Dash was lying, and calmly flew up to her and rubbed Rainbow's hoof, soothing. There, Dashy, I'll make you feel better." And she rubbed it. "Ugh, fine, Dash. You want to know why I didn't tell you about it?" Twilight yelled back, starting to get angry herself. She stomped her hoof on the ground before continuing. "Because you always go head first into important matters. You never use your brain. You make things worse for us." Seeing the pained face on her friend, Twilight's tone softened. "I'm sorry, Dash, but that's the truth. I know you care for Skiddly, but, well, so do we," Twilight gulped before finishing his confidence. "And in this case, we know what to do." Leaving her Pegasus friend in shock, Twilight returned to her studies upstairs, mumbling to herself about her predicament. She plopped down on her bed to finish reading the book. "Okay," she said to herself, "if this doesn't have the answer, we're going to have to take drastic measures. Now, if I'm right, which normally I am, it should be on the right, page 11. The purple unicorn stopped mid-sentence as she looked down at the book in shock. The page was missing. Finally it registers to her what had happened, and she cried out in anger. "What? Who in the name of Celestia would rip the page out of a perfectly good book?" Her right eye twitched as she paced around the room, Throwing down the now useless book on her bed, she had to figure out a solution to this problem. The unicorn started to hyperventilate, and soon it dawned on her that she was having a mental breakdown. Suddenly, her now present friends burst into her room upon hearing Twilight's screams. Even Rainbow Dash joined as they said in unison, "Twilight, what's wrong?" Twilight took short, ragged breaths and tried to put her best brave on some pony. She claimed calmly before freaking out completely. "Ripped a page out of my book!" Her friends looked at her in anticipation. "And so it happens to be on the S page. And can you guess which one of our friends has an S at the start of her name?" Pinkie Pie, with being the curious, strange pony she is, raised a hoof as if she was ashamed. "Ooh, I know. Is it Snips and Snails?" "Silly Twilight, we're supposed to be finding Scootaloo, not those two." The pink mare wore a giddy smile. Twilight, however, was not feeling the same way. Finally, her fury drove her to levitate the book she was using before and slam it into the window, which broke on contact. The book flew outside, while every pony inside was quiet, waiting for Twilight to speak. Finally, you could hear the book connect to something that strangely sounded like a random pony's head and the yelp from said pony. Twilight heard sniggering from in front of her as she realized that Rainbow Dash was smiling. "What's so funny?" she asked with malice in her voice. "Oh my gosh, Twilight, you're so funny. We're supposed to be looking for Scootaloo, not those two clowns." "Oh, you silly filly," Rainbow replied, still holding back laughter. Suddenly it dawned on Twilight that her feathered friend had just pulled a prank on her, except Rainbow was the only one laughing. Meanwhile, Scootaloo ran as fast as her legs could take her. The filly certainly did not want Applebloom or Sweetabelle or any of her friends to find out her secret. She galloped through Ponyville, unaware that a little pink filly wearing a tiara was close behind. "There you are," Diamond Tiara whispered to herself, not wanting to draw in any attention to herself. "Now just to find out where you live, so I can get my revenge on you, Scootaloo." Scootaloo, however, was not worried that Diamond would be following her. Instead, she just realized that she had forgotten her scooter. "Great," she thought, "but oh well, I'm home." Anyways, she thought as she neared her true home house. Scootaloo quickly ran inside and closed the door, careful to make sure no pony saw her. She sighed as she sat down on her couch, preparing to sleep, but her upcoming slumber was interrupted by a peculiar knock at the door. "I wonder who it is," Scootaloo thought to herself, walking to the door. The door flew open. Scootaloo jumped in surprise and started shaking when she realized that the pony in front of her was Diamond Tiara. What in the equestria was she doing here? Diamond frowned at Scootaloo's reaction, but continued her act. "Why, hello there, useless orphan. Didn't realize you lived in this old dump. Then again, not a single parent would want a worthless, useless, flightless runt like you anyways." Before Scootaloo could react, Diamond jumped and pinned the orange Pegasus to the ground with all her might and force. "You're going to pay for what you did to me, you worthless chicken," Diamond spat, raising her hoof and connecting it with Scootaloo's face. Scootaloo cried out in pain. "You're so weak," Diamond scoffed. The pink filly continued by grabbing Scootaloo's right leg and bending it with such force that it snapped. Scootaloo screamed in agony, saying, "I knew you were nothing more than a spoiled brat, Diamond Tiara." Unfortunately, that only made Diamond angrier. She decided to try an old trick. "Why are you punching yourself, Scoots?" Diamond taunted as she brought Scootaloo's hoof down on herself, hitting her on the right eye. Scootaloo did not think Diamond Tiara would stoop this low. "Get out of my house, you twisted brat!" Scootaloo screamed. Diamond felt red-hot fury inside through her body as she prepared for a final attack, repeating, "Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself, you stupid blank blank?" Finally, Diamond took out a knife from inside her mane and showed it to Scootaloo. "This is the end of the road, you chicken." The orange filly braced for the worst. "Is this the end? Is this where I die?" she wailed. "After all I've sacrificed, all I've been through?" Finally Scootaloo blackened out from the pain of it all and the impending doom that would befall her. 10 minutes before Scootaloo was attacked. "Wait a minute," Twilight said suddenly. "Where's Pinkie? She's disappeared." The others gasped as realization dawned on them. The friends proceeded to look around Twilight's library until finally finding a note addressed from Pinkie. Dear all my friends, if you see this, it means I'm already on my journey to help that poor filly. I'm going to find her, and I don't care if you don't help me, as long as I'm helper and I succeed in my mission. Also, if I'm not back in a day, please tell Mr. and Mrs. Cakes that my cupcakes have probably overbaked, and I'm sorry if their house burns down because of it. Thanks, Pinkie Pie. P.S. Please don't eat all of my cupcakes. Twilight looked at the note for a minute before saying, She's right. Come on, girls. Let's move out. And with that said and done, every pony ran out of Twilight's library, while all of her friends continued on without her. Twilight stopped for a moment and thought to herself, I hope our suspicions about Scutely are wrong. She let this thought linger as she started to run towards Sweet Apple Acres. Rainbow Dash flew above the rest of them, having a bird's eye view. A single tear slid down her face, with a single thought materialized in her mind. I'm such a horrible surrogate sister for not noticing this. And with that, she started to barrel towards Carousel Boutique. And that is the end of Chapter 6. Seems Scutely is in deep trouble. And we will see what happens next week. Thanks again for listening. Please comment below, and stay brony!